Welcome to Rare Coin Master, where every coin tells a story and every story could be worth a fortune. Let's uncover the rare, the valuable, and the extraordinary, one coin at a time. In the vast world of numismatics, every coin has a story to tell. Some stories are small, forgotten in the folds of history, while others shine so brightly that collectors from around the world chase them with unshakable passion. One such coin is the United Kingdom 1 dime from the year 2003, a coin that, at first glance, might seem ordinary, but once you peel back the layers of its history and rarity, you'll discover a tale of craftsmanship, culture, and unimaginable worth. The year 2003 was a remarkable period for the United Kingdom. The nation was balancing tradition and modernity, and the Royal Mint was continuing its long-standing legacy of producing coins that were not just currency, but also pieces of art. By then, the United Kingdom's minting history had already spanned centuries, creating coins that reflected the monarchy, national pride, and evolving artistic styles. When the 2003 1 dime was released, it carried with it not just monetary value, but also the story of an era. The design of the coin remains one of its most attractive features. On the obverse, as with many British coins of the time, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The engraving showcases her dignity, her timeless reign, and her embodiment of stability during an ever-changing world. Every fine detail, from the crown to the gentle expression etched into the coin's surface, reflects the precision and mastery of the Royal Mint's engravers. It wasn't simply a portrait, it was an enduring symbol of Britain itself. On the reverse, the coin carried the hallmark of national identity, designed to speak to history and heritage. These design elements, though small, reminded the people that coins were more than just metal, they were a silent witness to time, carrying the identity of a nation in the palm of one's hand. Imagine holding that coin in 2003 and thinking of the millions who would pass it along, each transaction linking people in ways they may never realize. But what makes the 2003 United Kingdom 1 dime so special? After all, millions of coins are minted each year. The answer lies in the extraordinary combination of rarity, condition, and the intrigue of collectors who discovered that certain variations of this coin were produced in exceptionally limited numbers. Some examples struck improved quality were not released into general circulation, meaning they remained untouched, flawless, and in pristine condition. These are the kinds of details that make a coin's value skyrocket. Collectors across the globe know that rarity drives desire. When word began to spread that only a select few of these 2003 1 dimes were available in such immaculate form, the chase began. Coin enthusiasts, investors, and historians alike started to hunt for it, sparking bidding wars at auctions and private sales. The coin transformed from a mere piece of currency into a legend, one that captured the imagination of anyone who laid eyes on it. Beyond rarity, there's something almost magical about the connection people feel toward coins like this. Every collector has their reasons. Some are drawn to the artistry, some to the history, and others to the thrill of owning something that only a handful of people in the world possess. And then there are those who understand the deeper story, the way coins like the 2003 1 dime bridge generations, linking the past to the present in a way few objects can. Over time, this coin has taken on a mythical aura. Forums buzz with discussions about it, experts write articles debating its origins and details, and collectors dream about discovering one tucked away in an old collection or hidden in a forgotten drawer. The fascination isn't only about its metal composition or face value, it's about the fact that this little coin holds a place of honor in the story of numismatics. Now, let's talk about the most jaw-dropping part, its value. While most coins from 2003 might be worth only a fraction of a pound, this specific 1 dime, in its rarest form, has stunned the collecting world with its staggering worth. After years of speculation, trades, and evaluations, this coin has been appraised at an extraordinary $12 million. Yes, $12 million for a single coin. The reason? It's not just money. It's about heritage, rarity, and the once-in-a-lifetime chance to own a piece of history that almost no one else has. Imagine that, What once might have been passed casually from one hand to another in a shop or cafe, now holds a place among the world's most valuable coins. It's a reminder to us all that sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest stories. For collectors, it's proof that the passion for coins is never just about currency, but about the timeless treasures that come to represent human history, artistry, and culture. So the next time you come across a coin, don't dismiss it as just spare change. Take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history, a story waiting to be told, or even a treasure worth millions. The United Kingdom one dime of 2003 is living proof that the extraordinary often hides in the most ordinary of places, and that is why this little coin, born in 2003, has risen from pocket change to priceless treasure, leaving its permanent mark on the world of numismatics. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from 1971 is one such piece, a copper-plated treasure whose humble face hides a tale of innovation, tradition, and unexpected fortune. Today, we embark on a journey into the past, exploring the origins, design, significance, and ultimate worth of this fascinating coin. Picture this: it's the early 1970s in Britain. The nation is buzzing with anticipation, for a monumental change is on the horizon: decimalisation. For centuries, the British monetary system had been based on pounds, shillings, and pence, a complicated structure that baffled tourists and tested the patience of schoolchildren. 12 pence to a shilling, 20 shillings to a pound, and a dizzying array of coins. It was a system steeped in history but increasingly impractical in a modernizing world. On February 15, 1971, Decimal Day, Britain officially made the switch to a simpler system: 100 new pence to a pound. The 2-pence coin was born as part of this transformation. It wasn't just a coin, it was a symbol of a nation stepping into a new era. At first glance, the 1971 2-pence piece seemed modest, even ordinary. Struck in bronze, its reddish-brown gleam caught the light in shop counters and school lunch queues. Yet in the hands of a careful observer, it told a story of meticulous craftsmanship and national pride. On the obverse side, the familiar profile of Queen Elizabeth II faced right, her youthful features captured with serene elegance by the talented coin designer Arnold Machin. His portrayal of the Queen, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, became one of the most recognizable images in British coinage, gracing coins from 1968 to 1984. The reverse side of the 1971 2-pence coin carried its own charm. Designed by Christopher Ironside, it displayed the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plumed trio of ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet. Beneath the feathers ran the German motto Ich diene, meaning I serve, a reminder of the centuries-old tradition and connection to the Welsh title. The words new pence curved along the upper edge, a clear distinction for the new decimal coins issued between 1971 and 1981 before 2 pence became the standard inscription, minted in massive quantities to meet the demands of the new currency system. The 1971 2-pence coin quickly became a common sight in pockets, purses, and shop tills. Most people never gave them a second thought. After all, they were worth only a small fraction of a pound, useful mainly for vending machines or as change for a bar of chocolate. But as years passed, something fascinating happened. While billions of these coins were produced, most endured heavy circulation. They became scratched, worn, and tarnished. Finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition became a rare delight for collectors. To understand why a simple coin from 1971 could be so valuable today, we must delve deeper into the world of coin grading and rarity. A circulated 2 pence coin from 1971 might still be worth only its face value, perhaps a little more to a casual collector. But an uncirculated example, gleaming as it did the day it left the Royal Mint, tells a different story. Such coins are often preserved in protective cases, shielded from scratches and oxidation. They might have been part of a mint set, never used in transactions. Over decades, their scarcity in such pristine condition drives up their desirability and, therefore, their value, yet condition is only part of the equation. Historical significance plays a huge role. The 1971 2 pence wasn't just another coin, it was part of Britain's decimalisation, an event that transformed everyday life. For older generations, it marked the end of an era, for younger ones, the start of something new. Collectors love coins with such stories, because they don't just own a piece of metal, they own a tangible link to a turning point in history. Some coins become even more valuable due to minting errors. While the majority of 1971 2 pence coins were struck flawlessly, a few bear slight anomalies, misaligned dies, double strikes, or faint lettering. To the untrained eye, these imperfections might seem trivial, but in the numismatic market, they can skyrocket a coin's worth. Imagine a coin where the new pence appears slightly shifted, or the Queen's portrait is doubled faintly. Such rarities can command astonishing sums at auctions. The Royal Mint, tasked with producing the nation's coinage, spared no effort in crafting the 1971 series. The transition to decimal currency required careful planning, vast public education campaigns, and the minting of billions of coins in a relatively short span. The 2 pence was a vital component, intended for everyday use yet still embodying the dignity of British coinage. Its bronze composition, 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, gave it durability and a warm, reddish hue that many still find nostalgic. Over the years, designs changed. The inscription New Pence eventually gave way to 2 pence in 1982, and in 2008, a completely new reverse design was introduced as part of a unified Shield series. But the 1971 issue remains a favorite among collectors, not only for its place in history but for the artistry of its original design. Collectors today seek out the 1971 2 pence coin in the highest grades possible, mint state or proof. These coins, untouched by human hands, often reside in the collections of passionate numismatists who understand their significance. Auctions have seen remarkable sales, with rare high-grade examples fetching prices far beyond what one might expect for a small bronze disc. What drives such enthusiasm? Perhaps it is nostalgia, the memory of first holding one as a child, of buying sweets with a handful of copper coins, of seeing Queen Elizabeth II's youthful profile before the passing of decades. Perhaps it is the thrill of the hunt, finding that one perfect coin among countless worn examples. Or perhaps it is the simple fact that history, beauty, and rarity combine to create something far greater than the sum of its parts. The story of the 1971 2 pence is also a reflection of Britain itself, a blend of tradition and progress. The obverse speaks of continuity, the enduring monarchy, and the dignified image of a young queen. The reverse speaks of heritage, the connection to the Prince of Wales and centuries-old heraldry. The very existence of the coin speaks of change, a nation embracing a new monetary system to better meet the demands of a modern world. For those outside the world of coin collecting, it may seem unbelievable that such a coin could be worth a small fortune. Yet the numismatic market operates on its own principles. Rarity, demand, condition, and historical importance intersect to create values that often defy casual expectations. What was once just a simple 2-pence coin, tossed into a child's piggy bank or used to buy a pack of crisps, can now be a treasured artifact commanding an extraordinary price today, as we hold the 1971 2-pence in our hands, or perhaps only in our imagination. We are reminded that value is not always about size or face worth. It is about the journey a coin has taken, the history it carries, and the hands it has passed through. It is about the craft of the engraver, the precision of the mint, and the memories it evokes. The United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 2-pence from 2006 has captured the fascination of collectors and enthusiasts around the globe. At first glance, this coin appears no different from the millions of other 2-pence coins circulating in the UK. It's coppery, small, and a common part of daily transactions. But hidden behind its modest appearance is a story of history, craftsmanship, and rarity that has propelled it into the upper echelons of numismatic legends. To truly understand why the 2006 Elizabeth II 2-pence holds such value for collectors, we have to look back at its origins. The 2-pence coin was first introduced in 1971 during the UK's decimalisation, an overhaul of the currency system that replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence with a simpler decimal system. On Decimal Day, coins like the 2-pence became an essential part of everyday life. The coin featured a reverse design showing the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers encased in a coronet, with a ribbon beneath displaying the motto Ich Diene, meaning I serve. This design, by Christopher Ironside, became instantly recognizable and remained on the 2-pence for decades. By 2006, the design was still in use, but the coin had undergone changes over the years. The early 2-pence coins were struck in bronze, but in 1992, the Royal Mint switched to copper-plated steel to save on production costs. This change in composition was hardly noticed by the general public but is significant to collectors, as different metals can age and wear differently. The 2006 issue also bore the 4th definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Ian Rank Broadley in 1998. His portrayal showed the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, her features more mature and realistic than in previous depictions, and it became one of the most beloved royal portraits among numismatists. Millions of 2-pence coins were minted in 2006, and most went straight into circulation. However, the numismatic world is full of surprises, and not all coins are created equal. Some 2006 examples have qualities that make them stand apart. Minting errors, such as slight misalignments, off-center strikes, or unusual die characteristics, have been documented. Even more tantalizing are coins struck with proof-like finishes despite being intended for circulation. These special examples have an unusual brilliance and sharpness in their details, making them stand out immediately to a trained eye. Condition is another critical factor. Coins that have never been in circulation, kept safe from scratches, dents, and tarnish, can be graded at the highest levels by professional coin grading services. A flawless, high-grade 2006 2-pence is rare, and collectors are willing to pay staggering sums for one. The thought of a coin surviving almost 2 decades without a single blemish is incredible, and it's part of what makes such coins so desirable. The year 2006 itself is significant for other reasons. It marked a period when the Royal Mint was preparing for the next phase of UK coin design. Only 2 years later, in 2008, the 2-pence coin's reverse design would change to the segment of the Royal Shield as part of a complete redesign of circulating coinage. This makes the 2006 issue one of the final years of the traditional Prince of Wales feathers design before its historic replacement, adding a sense of nostalgia and finality to its appeal. The allure of the 2006 2-pence is further fueled by its royal connection. Queen Elizabeth II's long reign has made her image one of the most recognizable and respected in the world. Coins bearing her likeness are collected not just in the UK but across the globe. For collectors outside Britain, owning a rare and pristine coin from her reign is like owning a piece of living history. Auction houses have reported intense bidding wars over the finest 2006 2-pence coins. Collectors with deep pockets vie to secure the best examples, knowing that once such a coin enters a private collection, it may not reappear on the market for decades. Stories have even emerged of people unknowingly possessing valuable 2006 coins, tucked away in jars of spare change or hidden in drawers, only to discover later that their humble 2-pence piece could change their financial future. The internet has played a huge role in spreading awareness of the 2006 2-pence's potential value. Social media posts and online forums have turned it into a sought-after treasure, encouraging people to check their own coins closely. Experts post high-resolution images of rare varieties, pointing out tiny differences that can make a massive difference in value. The buzz around these coins has created a modern-day treasure hunt, where everyday pocket change is scrutinized under magnifying glasses in search of that one extraordinary find. It's not just the errors or condition that make this coin valuable, it's the story it carries. The 2006 2-pence represents a time just before a major change in British coinage design. It's linked to the final years of a long-standing reverse, tied to a monarch whose reign spanned more than 70 years, and connected to a minting tradition that has lasted centuries. Every coin is a miniature time capsule, but rare ones like this are more than that. They're windows into history, art, and human craftsmanship. For a serious collector, owning such a coin isn't just about possession, it's about preserving history. It's about knowing that the tiny copper-plated disc in their collection has survived in perfect form since the day it was struck. It's about appreciating the artistry of the Royal Mint engravers and the legacy of Britain's monetary system. It's about the thrill of knowing that they own something so few people on Earth can claim to possess, and that thrill is reflected in the price these coins can command. While most 2006 2-pence coins will forever remain worth their face value, the rarest, most perfect examples have crossed into the realm of legend. When one such coin appears at auction, collectors know it could be their only chance to acquire it in their lifetime. They bid not just with their wallets but with their passion, driving the price higher and higher until the gavel finally falls. The result? A value that seems unbelievable to anyone outside the numismatic world. But for those who understand the market, the rarity, and the demand, it makes perfect sense. And so, after all the history, the design, the craftsmanship, and the fierce competition in auction houses, we arrive at the staggering truth: the finest known example of the 2006 Elizabeth II 2-pence has been valued at an astonishing $98 million. Yes, from 2 humble pence to $98 million. This coin is the perfect example of how something seemingly ordinary can hold extraordinary worth. It's a reminder to check the coins in your own home, to look closely at what you might otherwise overlook, and to appreciate the artistry and history behind every piece of currency. Because who knows, the next time you look at a small copper coin in your hand, it might just be your ticket to an incredible fortune.